You know what? This week we're not doing the rankings blitz because this is last week we talked about how this is probably one of the most baffling rankings we've seen from the AP poll. And then they turned around and they did it worse this week. And I genuinely think this is the worst AP poll that has ever been
Where do you want to
created. And I'm not just
start?
saying that. Well, I want to start with a conspiracy theory. I think the AP poll is a psyop from the NCAA to see how much bullshit they can give their fans and get away with it. Because this is ridiculous. Some of the decisions made, I'm gonna have to make another highlight video this week with the exact same thumbnail as the one I made last week. Because just some of the decisions made here are baffling. Like truly baffling decisions. Like, I don't know where to start. Uh, like Miami moves up 2 spots, which makes sense. They beat Florida, who isn't very good, but that's a better win than
Oh,
either
never mind. I'll talk
LSU
about that in the
or Penn
game.
State had. Georgia and Oklahoma stay the same, whatever. And then the first mistake, which is Oklahoma getting bumped 4 spots for barely beating Auburn, who like I get they're a ranked team, but like Oklahoma had to get away with some bullshit to win that game. And
And it's
like
also like 11 and 22.
I'm
It's still
fine. I'm fine putting them in
spots.
the top 10, but like
Not at
9
number 7.
or 10, yeah, 7 feels a little insane. Florida State drops a position. They didn't beat anyone. A&M drops up one. I don't understand dropping Texas too. Like
I do.
you've this podcast, you've heard us complain about teams about the AP poll knocking teams for winning games. Like when Indiana beat ODU and they dropped us 3 spots. Like Texas, if I think my issue is the timing of it. Like I'm okay if you drop Texas to 10th after they like struggled against UTEP and like UTSA, but like why now? They finally looked good and pieced all of it together, and now you drop them 2 spots.
That's like when they
Why not
dropped
do this
Notre Dame
2 weeks
16
ago?
last week.
That one made sense because Notre Dame didn't like that one. Honestly, that
They
one made
won
sense.
by
This one
they
makes
lost by 1.
yeah.
So it's like it's not a bad loss, but like it was kind of like they delayed a punishment and then they decided, okay.
I'm like I don't like Arch Manning finally played well, and like you can say what you want about him mean mugging the Sam Houston player. I think it's a little cock. I mean, it's cocky, but if that's what he needs to get his momentum back, then like let's be real, this is like a complete non-issue. Like who cares about him mean mugging some Sam Houston State player no one's ever heard of? Like
That's why people care.
it's like it's
It's
one of
because it's
those things
like,
where it's
come
like
on, man.
baseball
Why are you
fans
doing
get
that?
mad at people for like flipping the bat or running the bases. Like I'm gonna say I like that type of stuff in sports. I like when people shit talk other people, unless it's to my team. But that's because that's what we all are. But like I love that like competitive spirit and like shit talking people incessantly. Who cares if it's Sam Houston State? It's funny. And I mean that's my I think people who are getting like really mad about this just like need to find something
I'm not
better
mad
to.
about it. I just think
No, I'm
it's
not
like,
saying you, but like
what are you
I've seen
doing,
people
man?
I've seen people like bitch about it incessantly, and I'm like, this is not worth our issue. If we really want to bitch about something, let's bitch about the rankings. Like,
They're
and
terrible.
then we get the second mistake, and there's going to be some bias in this. How are we not in the top 10? We just beat a top 10 team by
See,
53
I don't think,
points.
I mean, I
We
know
won
there's some bias in
63
that,
to
but I
10.
would agree. I would agree, because how are you not in the top 10?
I don't hate it because I know it gives them bulletin board material. And like I think one of the issues last year with this team is they kept needing to prove themselves in the media over and over. Sig talked about it in the press conference before the Illinois game. And now we've put our head down and we're just going to business. And I think if we continue to get disrespected like this, it'll just give this team more to play for. But I think objectively speaking, it's kind of insane that we're not in the top 10. Like, I mean, I was talking to my friends and I was like, they don't respect us, so there's no way we're in the top 10. But like, come on, guys. We beat a top 10 team by 53 points. If this was any other, like if South Carolina beat a top 10 team by that many, they would be in the top 10 because of
No,
SEC.
we wouldn't.
Yeah, you would. You guys
No, we
started the
wouldn't.
year 12th and now you're like 2 and 2 and unranked. Like, come on now. You guys got like way overranked to begin the year. Um,
Thanks, man.
hey man, I'm just saying the facts. You guys are like 2 and 2 and looking down the death pit.
Because we were
And you guys
supposed to
started
be
you
good.
guys started the
We
year
had
like
like, we
11th.
were
So was
supposed
Clemson.
to be freaking, we didn't start, did we start like 14th?
No, you started 11th or 12th. Because I remember after beating Virginia Tech, you guys were in the top 10.
That doesn't feel right.
Um, you guys started preseason. You were the preseason number 13.
Okay, so I
So
was
somewhere
closer.
somewhere between you and I. Um, but rankings aside, I think this is the biggest mistake of the week. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an Indiana fan. Like, South Carolina would be a bad example. What if like Tennessee was in the same spot we were and they beat a top 10 team 63 to 10? Tennessee would be in like the top. Like Florida State went from like nothing to 14 and then they beat some random team and got put up to like ninth. Like they won their bye week and like got moved up four positions. Like this is kind of ridiculous now that like no one still doesn't give us our flowers. Like we just kicked the shit out of a unan like yeah, Illinois was overranked. Like let's get that established. That was not a top 10 team. But they were ranked in the top 10. They just didn't play
I
like
mean, you
one.
did point out that you guys were favored. Like, it would have been an upset if Illinois won.
Yeah, we were favored by I think at game time it was like 7.5 or 6.5 or something like that. Um, but like, come on, man. And and we better be in the top 10 if we win in Kinnick this week against Iowa. Like,
You
I'm
would
gonna be pretty
assume.
pit. You would assume. But yeah, this one made no sense to me. I know, like, I haven't looked at the AP poll voter spread yet, which is something I usually like doing after the poll got released. Um, but I'm sure people still haven't given us the respect we deserve. Whatever. We'll just keep beating teams until they give it to us. Texas Tech gets moved up five once again. Like, this doesn't feel like enough for them. Like, they strolled in and kicked the shit out of a pretty good Utah team. And, like, I don't really see anyone in the Big 12 that can challenge them. I think they're going to go undefeated. Like I'm saying this now, there's not a loss on Tech on the remainder of Texas Tech's schedule. They don't play a ranked team for the rest of the year. Like listen to this. They play Houston at Houston, Kansas, which could be a trap game, at Arizona State, which could be a trap game, and then Oklahoma State, Kansas State, the BYU, who is ranked now, and then UCF and West Virginia. Like there's a high chance we see this Texas Tech team waltz into the playoffs 12 and 0 or 11 and 1. Um, so like I was confused on why they weren't raised more. I mean, they had a backup quarterback and they still pretty confidently beat Utah. Um, I another one is Bama dropping three spots on a bye week.
Yeah, want to talk about losing the bye?
What did we do?
Lost.
Oh, I see. Like bye weeks are so weird because I feel like you shouldn't gain or lose on a bye week. You should just be the same spot you were before it.
It's
But
weird just because it's like they adjust everybody else. So it's
like
there has
why
to be
up
some
Georgia Tech?
motion, but like
Why up Georgia Tech two? They beat Temple. Like we didn't learn anything about Virginia Tech this week, about Georgia Tech this week that we didn't already know. And
what did
I
you
guess a
learn
lot of
about what did you
this
learn
Bama
about Notre
movement.
Dame beating Purdue this week?
I
Why are
think we
they up
learned a lot
two?
about Notre Dame, which is that their defense is putrid dog shit. They allowed Purdue to
Okay,
score 30 points
so
on them.
why are they up two?
I was going to get there. That one also makes no sense to me.
You look at the freaking record of everybody on the rankings. One of these is not like the other. Who is it? It's Notre Dame because you have two
I
losses,
would have dropped Notre Dame out of the
1 and
rankings after
2,
this week.
and you're freaking number 22 in the country. No.
I would have dropped Notre Dame out of the rankings. I mean, I guess we can, I was last thing on the Bama point. Like I can understand because Texas Tech and Indiana jumping them made sense. For Georgia Tech jumping them made no sense. Like that one is I don't get it. Vandy jumps to I mean a lot of these are because Illinois dropped 14 spots, which also why are they not unranked? Like I mean it looks good for Indiana because they're still ranked and so we can still say that we beat a ranked team by that much. But like what's why they didn't look like a good team. They got beaten the brakes off of them. I don't know why Notre Dame's still ranked, if I'm being honest. I'm
Didn't know
gonna
why they were
say
ranked
something
last
here.
week. Don't know why they're ranked now.
I'm gonna say something here that's gonna be a red zone first. I'm gonna give props to Auburn. How the hell are they not ranked? They walked
How they
into
fall.
Norman and then played tough against Oklahoma. And if one or two calls didn't go their way, they would have won. And so they get dropped out of the rankings. Like I hate them. I'm glad they got dropped because I'm petty, but like it still makes no sense that they're dropped. What did TCU and BYU do to deserve to get ranked? TCU beat a SMU team that no one thinks is very good. This is an SMU team that's spiraling after losing to Baylor. And then BYU their wins this year are Portland State, Stanford, and East Carolina. So why are they ranked over an Auburn team that has a good win over Baylor and a close loss against Oklahoma? And it's also like this starts to bring up the issue that we had last year with the playoffs, which is like, what do you like? Are quality losses a thing? Because if
It
quality losses
certainly
are a
is.
thing, then like and quality wins, like
And then like what's the
SMU,
standard for it all?
SMU didn't really like have a quality win, but they had two quality losses. So are we now going with wins matter? Why didn't we do this last year? And if we're going with wins matter, why is Notre Dame still ranked? Like I get it, I get it. This Purdue team is better this year than they were last year. I mean, honestly, they could have fielded 12 high schoolers and they probably would be better this year than they were last year. But like they allowed
In my
30 points to
mind,
them.
in my mind, you cannot, there's no justification for having a 1 and 2 team in the rankings. There's
No.
no justification for
If
it,
you have a losing
especially with this.
record,
There's only been 4 weeks. They've had one bye week, so they've literally legitimately they've only played 3 games and they've lost the majority of them. You shouldn't be ranked. You can't win the
and
majority of your first games in the season. You don't deserve to be ranked. It makes zero sense to me.
I'm gonna put one more out there. They still haven't beaten a ranked team this year. They played three
No,
teams, two of them were ranked, and they've lost both of them. So like
it's because
whatever,
like, are we
man.
holding on to like them being in the national championship last year? Are we just like, oh, they were in the national
Yes, that's
championship
it.
last year, like
It's
we
that.
can't let them not be ranked?
It's brand bias. It 100% is. And like we joke about it because like I'm an Alabama fan, so like I'm the biggest recipient of that. So like haha, but it is. Like if you give someone so okay, let's talk about let's say it was Kentucky. Kentucky plays the first 4 games of the year that Notre Dame has played. Loses close to Miami, loses close to Texas A&M, and then beats a Purdue team by like 20. They wouldn't be ranked. They'd be getting votes probably, but they wouldn't be ranked. And like my opinion here, if you have a losing record
I
and
mean, if
it's
you
and
exchange
you've
that,
played 3 games, or if you played 2 games and you have a losing record, so if you're 0-2, you don't deserve to be ranked. Like you need to have a winning record or you need to be 500, and that 500 rule kind of only applies for 2 weeks. If you're 2-2, I don't think you should be ranked unless you started
mm,
the year like number one. But even in then, like you shouldn't be able to get away with this. And I know for a fucking fact they're just doing this because like they want to like
well, it's
generate
because like what
news.
you said earlier, like if you were to sub Indiana or like either of our 2 teams, Indiana or South Carolina, if we did any of that, it'd be down like week 1. Like if we lost our first game of the year, that'd be it. Like we wouldn't be in the rankings at all. But like,
Indiana's Indiana is walking on a tightrope right now. If we lose in Kinnick, I fully expect us to get dropped into the top 20, into like the 20s, which is like ridiculous because Iowa's a 3-1 team and Kinnick is a notoriously hard place to play. And like, so I'm convinced. I said at the beginning as a joke that the AP pulls a psyop for the NCAA, but like I do think at a point, when do we start revoking some of these voters' privileges? Because this is ridiculous. Like I know we joked about the woman last week whose name I'm blanking on, who was like raised Florida for losing to South Florida. She should not have access. That's complete and utter nonsense. But some of these other people shouldn't have access either. Like I it's a flawed system. Like people are going to have biases. Like these people work for the colleges or they're affiliated with the colleges or they're media personality who went to the colleges. And so you're obviously going to have a bias. There's no good way to do this. Like we're talking here, but we're talking here, we don't have a solution because there isn't a good way to rank this many teams without something like an AP poll. I think it's just the voters suck. Like they suck at their job. So we sit here and we're like, the AP poll sucks, and the AP poll sucks. And you know what? Next week it's probably gonna be pretty bad. Like it. I don't know if Alabama beats Georgia, and if Alabama beats Georgia, I fully expect Georgia to still be in the top 10
yeah,
because
it's
it'll be a
Georgia.
good win because Bama will probably jump into the top 10. And so like, and if Bama loses, they'll probably be unranked, which is fair to a certain point. But
No, they
like
won't.
at that point, our 2 losses would be to Georgia and Florida State, who are both in the top 10. But like,
They won't be
whatever. If
unranked.
they unrank us, that's fine. We'd be, I think at that point, we'd be 2, 3-2, two and
Hmm.
two.
Three
We'd
and
be
two.
2-2 or 3-2.
Oh no,
What would we?
2-2. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we'd be
I
2-2,
was
and that's
yeah.
fine. I think if you're 500, at 2-2, you don't deserve to be ranked, and so whatever. That would
If
be
you're at one
fine.
and two, why are you ranked? Sorry.
Well, yeah, obviously,
Ugh.
but we've talked about that. We don't like Notre Dame is getting the biggest. They must be. Never mind. Like they're. I'm not gonna say that. But it's bad. And next week will probably be bad, and then the week before that it'll be bad, and we'll sit here, and eventually we'll become numb to it, and we just won't care anymore. And then they'll win. And like, but I'm gonna say this year feels worse than other years. I don't think I've ever seen the AP poll be this directionless
Makes
and like
zero
not know what they're
sense.
doing. And like, we have 5 teams getting number one team votes right now, which is like good usually because like it's parity, but like let's be real. Who in their right mind's voting Oklahoma as the best team in the country? Like, I don't know. And like Miami jumping 2 spots for beating an unranked Florida team, by the way, like not as convincing as I would have hoped for them to be. I don't know, man. It and what's insane? Um Actually good. For a second I thought I read that Clemson received votes and I was gonna get mad, but they did not receive votes. Um
No.
no one
Oh,
really
by
knows
the
what to do
way,
right now. Hmm.
oh, just for everybody out there, this is my one joyful spot of the week is that this is Clemson's worst spot since or spot start since 2004. So,
At least you
yay.
get that. Um yeah, man. I don't entirely understand this week. This is you'll see. I'm sure you'll see a highlight video. It'll be 13 minutes long of us just complaining. But like, if you're upset that we're complaining, what do you want us to do? Like,
You're
I,
upset that we're complaining. You're a
you're the
freaking Notre Dame
problem.
fan.
We need to start being more strict. I mean, I just can't wait until the playoff rankings, and even those are
Those
like
are gonna
usually
be
kind of
dumb.
spotty. Those are gonna be spotty too. Um, yeah, Utah and Auburn dropped from the top 25, which we talked about. And yeah, I guess let's get on to the games now.